I'm joined now by Daniel Eriksson, who is the CEO of Transparency International, to talk to us a little bit about what they are, what they mean. I mean, first of all, when we talk about, Daniel, the offshore structures, what do they mean and how do these elite and wealthy manage to avoid taxes and avoid detection, essentially?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So these offshore structures and the whole industry that offers them, it's essentially a means to create anonymous companies that are very hard for anyone to trace who owns them, so that you, as a rich and famous, or most likely even corrupt or part of organized crime, can put your money in a structure that can't be tied back to you as an individual. This could be used for tax evasion, it could be used for money laundering, it could be used to pay bribes or other illicit fees to other parties. And these are entities that do not really benefit us normal individuals in society. It is for those who have too much money and dirty money that needs to be cleaned.
And how do we decipher which is the too much money where people are just being greedy and tax avoiding, and those who actually need to get rid of some hot money?
Well, this is the case. I've heard about the term of ethical tax evasion that has been coined as part of this story. I'd say that there's really no good reason for why to have this. If you're trying to avoid $500,000 on your taxes, I think that's not something that society should accept. Even less so if you're trying to launder millions, tens of millions that you gain through bribes or contracts that have been corrupted in Africa or elsewhere.
I mean, this is stellar work from those journalists. It's taken around 18 months to 67 million documents. But is there safety in numbers? Because there's so much detail and there are so many people named, you kind of think that, well, nobody's really going to have any sort of justice here.
Well, there needs to be accountability. There needs to be enforcement. There are laws around that says that these things are not allowed. And it's up to the enforcement agencies around the world to ensure that these individuals are held accountable that are mentioned in the papers. Yes, the numbers are great, but there's also technologies available these days to sift through all of this information and come to facts to find where the money goes and for what reason.
Well, the earlier tranche was in 2016, the Panama Papers. So what materialized in terms of going after people who were engaging in tax evasion from that?
Well, the world has learned a lot. And I mean, if you look near us, the European Union has introduced some systems and laws that have made it better and more possible to go after these individuals. But we still have a lot to learn and act on. And there's areas where there's a lot left to do, like in the middle of Europe, in Switzerland, where I'd argue that the whole industry of enablers, those who actually earn money from helping individuals to go at it like this, the lawyers, the accountants, the bankers, still are not sufficiently regulated at all.